the people that moved into Crystal, and they felt that they were getting a step ahead of the game.
If you understand the history of Crystal in the small town feel, hey, this is a place that it existed before, it can exist now.
Crystal is a great place, and it still is one of the best kept secrets, I think.
Another development in Crystal's history is when the city merged its fire department with its neighbor to the west, the city of New Hope. That came in 1998 and formed West Metro Fire. The Crystal Fire Department had a long and rich history and was a perfect example of how people throughout the years dedicated a huge part of their lives to the Crystal community. The merger process took some convincing and some foresight, but it brought firefighting here to a whole new level.
Being the changing times and all, with less people volunteering and wanting to do stuff, it was almost a inevitable thing that we had to do, was to combine it to keep the manpower, especially during the days. It was real hard to get day firefighters to be around, you know, and interrupt their sleep schedule so they go to work the next day.
I got to know a lot of people, residents, you know, we consider them as customers, friends. And our motto is neighbors serving neighbors, and that's what we do. You know, my neighbor's house catches on fire, I'm gonna be there. You know, the 2 miles away, I'm gonna be there. It's a great way to give back to the community, and you kind of get paid for it and things like that. But I don't think people get on for that reason. They get on because they wanna make a difference.
Another way that the firefighters of Crystal gave back to their community was through the city's huge annual summer celebrations. What used to be known as the Vulcan Frolics and brought many a fan to sit in the bleachers to watch some top-notch softball is today known as the Crystal Frolics. The annual event has featured many activities over the years, some which have clearly stood the test of time.
A great public get-together, hometown reunion for everybody and their brother, from high school people to guys that played ball together. And the fire department had they ran that Frolics for many, many years. And the Women's Auxiliary had a huge food tent there. And you always knew it was Frolics time, because my mom, being on the auxiliary, she made the beans. Baked beans, and boy, she could make baked beans. And people would come from all over to have her baked beans and, you know, hot dog and hamburger at the food tent. And then the fire department would go up there a couple days in advance and set up tents. We'd set up tents for a couple of the other organizations, and then of course our beer tent. And Old Home Week, I'm telling you, it was old firemen would come from Arizona or down from the Brainerd Lakes area where they'd retired to, and, you know, talk to you and visit. And kids I went through high school with would come up there, and great baseball games going on. And it was really a good time.
They always had beer, as I recall, fireworks. Yeah. Before we had fireworks, we had to go to Robbinsdale for the fireworks. I can remember riding in several convertibles and waving like I was somebody.
While the Crystal Frolics brought people together in the community for a weekend of fun, there were other key hotspots in the city that still bring the community together throughout the year. A few great examples are the Crystal Pool, which was built in the late 1960s, and the Crystal Community Center, which came together in the late 1980s. Crystal has a proud history of attractive and engaging community parks that continue to offer something for all ages throughout the entire year.